Hello, this is Stephen.
This is Anna,
And this is the Stephen and Anna Wood Podcast.
where we talk about family, God,
Contemporary topics, and even pet peeves.
unscripted,
Unbridled.
uncanny.
And we hardly ever know what we're talking about, but we hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Well, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Yeah, what's today's date?
It's January 4th.
This is how prepared we are. This is our first podcast. We don't know what we're doing.
January 4th. Well, I think we have not discussed New Year's resolutions.
Okay, well, my New Year's resolution is the same as it was last year.
And that was?
There is not a New Year's resolution. It's a total scam because we get caught up in this whole thing that the calendar year has changed, so therefore we think we need to change. My question is...
No, I think you're overthinking this.
No, what happened to like July?
What do you mean what happened to
A
July?
good old
It's still
July,
there.
man, there's nothing like a good old July. No, seriously. What is so special, magical about January?
No, it's just rhythms. It's human rhythms.
No, I
There's a
agree.
rhythm to New Year's. It's fresh. It's new. It's a fresh start. You feel like, okay, we're past the holidays. It's time to clean up. Everybody organizes. Go to any store right now. They've got all their organizing merchandise front and center for you to purchase because they know you're cleaning out your closet right now. You might think it's boring, but it's a thing that people do.
No, I'm
We're
not-
creatures of habits.
I understand the concept. And some people, they do a New Year's resolution.
Some people who are inferior to you.
Yes.
Some people
There's
do.
many on that list. I'm kidding. No, I know that some people do need a New Year's resolution, and they do very well. Their life is changed by it.
I think it's just another way to make goals.
We make fun of it. We make fun of it about like gym. Like gym.
Well, that's the proverbial New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna go work out.
Well, but it's a good measurement. I mean, to see how
It's
people.
not a bad goal to
the
have.
parking lot is packed January, February, half of March, and then you can go back in and get on a machine by April.
So is your New Year's resolution to avoid the crowd until March?
Yeah, because I just believe that I'm very you know me, babe. I'm organized as anything, and no,
And really into fitness.
yeah, really into fitness. No, but with all that said, we have made a resolution of some sort to start doing more intermittent fasting from the big.
I don't know that you should envelop me in your
Well, we
resolution.
together made it, but you might be one of those mid-March, 1st of April gym membership people.
I don't think I ever agreed to it. I think what you're hearing is that whenever you're processing the various options you have dietarily, I'm going, yeah, that sounds good.
Dietarily. Well,
Because I gave up thinking that you're going to stick to any of them.
well,
Are you going to, though?
yes.
Well, you got to write it down.
You
They
know,
say if you
okay,
write down your goals.
Here's my concept of a New Year's resolution.
I'm listening.
You have to do something about it. It's not, I think I'll just start being more vocal this year. No, I mean, I'm not making fun of no one that says that. However, what I'm saying is like, when you get to a certain weight, you're going, you know what? I don't want to see them knocking down a wall to get me out of my house.
And that drives your New Year's resolution. Does that drive the resolution, or does it drive the keeping of the resolution?
No, I'm very logical. I'm like, you don't have to even get close to that knocking down the wall. It happens and it creeps and it slowly happens throughout your life. I don't know that I got the genes to even be, my 600-pound life, but...
Well, you don't. We'd have to buy you new jeans for sure.
Right. Anyway, my point though is I think what happens is you go, okay, there's a weight I'm happy with. There's one that I'm like, this is starting to bug me. And then there's a weight you're like, this is it. I'm not going any further. I'm going to lose weight.
That's true.
Okay.
I've experienced that. You'll have to live a couple of decades in adulthood to find your numbers.
And it makes sense with the whole freshman 15, the first year of marriage, 38 pounds, because the two are just lost and somewhat intoxicated with the lifestyle, the relationship.
Well, it's a shift. It's a transition. You start paying attention to one thing to the neglect, to the detriment of something else.
Exactly.
Which is your physique.
All you're thinking about is, well, what are we going to watch on Netflix next? And
yeah,
and that is a lot of fun.
What are we going to fall asleep to on Netflix?
Yeah, that's a lot of fun too. We sound like two, very by the book,
middle-aged people. Oh,
two, no, it's. I just think that
you think we sound rigid?
Well, maybe a little bit.
We do not.
Getting back to the New Year's resolution, hey, if it works for you, do it. I have seen throughout my life, it just happens. It could happen at any time where I just get tired of
Let me ask you
being
this question.
tired.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember a time when you made a New Year's resolution that you were so determined about and then you were so disappointed in yourself that you didn't follow through?
That might be the reason why I have the view I have on it right now.
That's why you're so jaded.
No.
Share with us.
No, of course I've done it before.
No, I'm not asking did you do it before. I'm asking for a specific resolution that you remember.
I really don't believe that I have.
You've never made an earnest effort.
No, you know what? I probably have somewhere in the past, but yeah. Anyway, my point though in the whole matter is that it's okay. All that's listening to us, all two of you people, it's okay that you make a New Year's resolution and stick by it. Be successful, and if it works for you, great. There's books out there that talks about how to be successful. And a lot of them will work. It depends on the person if they will, make the proper application in their life and do it versus just read it. I read it. It didn't make no sense to me.
It's got to be something that's attainable, though, like for the resolution itself. It's got to be something that you can create a habit that's sustainable.
A lot of the books out there, I read one by a famous author that he spent.
Who was the author?
We'll keep it silent right now. Tony Robbins. Anyway, he spent half the book telling me what he's getting ready to tell me.
That's propaganda.
Well, it's like you got to have a size of a book, that looks genuine, So
instead of a pamphlet, he made a book.
Exactly. He literally could have probably told me.
He could have made a brochure.
He could have made a brochure, do these things, and it probably would have been equal to...
With an 80-page preface.
Yeah, it could have equal to a phrase, don't give up.
Stop it.
Stop. Yeah. What's the dude that says that?
Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart says... He's acting as a therapist, and she goes through this whole ordeal about how, she does all these things to herself, and he's like, I've got the solution. If you've got a piece of paper and pen, I can tell you what you should do. And he proceeds to say, just stop it. Don't do it no more. And you know what? Maybe that we can use that, even though it's hilarious. You have to see the clip because I can't do a Bob Newhart voice. But maybe it's as simple as that.
I think sometimes it is. We make things way more complicated than they have to be. But I have learned to appreciate the fact that there is a process to things. Even though the answer is simple, sometimes it takes a kind of a journey, an ebb and a flow and a up and a down before you get to, oh, that's all it was. I just had to stop it.
Just had to stop it. No, yeah, I agree. I think that's, as you know, I'm not a humongous fan of meetings. I think a lot of times meetings.
Nobody likes meetings, babe.
I know. Yeah, I'm nothing special. But I will say this is that a lot of times meetings are developed and scheduled to talk about the next meeting they're going to have.
Sure.
And I understand as well that you've got to get together and figure out what page you're on. But man, I think the bureaucracy that goes along with some of this stuff and people just love to hear themselves talk.
That's corporate America, babe.
It is.
Corporate America is the 80-page preface followed by the brochure.
It is. And I understand there's a whole lot of loopholes that you have to go through in corporate America because it's always been that way, and also everyone's covering their backsides.
Way to censor yourself.
Making this a Christian podcast.
You mean there's a lot of hoops to jump through? Not loopholes.
I don't even think the people involved even consider that. I think that this is really cool. There's a lot of things that we're involved in that happens and no one's told the rules, but everyone reads the room and just it molds together. I think a lot of that happens in corporate America. I think, it happens beyond corporate America. You go to if you're a single man, single woman, you sit down at the bar and you're talking to someone next to you, you're not going to unveil yourself. You're going to read them, see how open they are.
Sure.
So you're going to take your time and use your diplomacy the best you can.
You got to do that. You got to have some discretion.
So I guess what I'm saying is I'm impatient. I'm like, what's this meeting for? What's the...
Could you have put it in an email?
Yeah, could you put an email? Do we need everyone in this room? Why is she here?
Namely me.
Why is he here?
Do I need to be here?
Do I need to be here? No, it's funny because and there's the ones that usually head it up are very.
They're into it.
They're into it. They're visionary.
Well, because
type
they're
of
the
people.
ones who get to hear themselves talk.
They can.
They believe themselves to have something to say.
Yes. They can be that way, or they're just good leaders with no vision and they need you to help them with the vision, which I do believe that. I believe that some people are good leaders and they know how to make a good decision based on the staff. Reading the room and the staff they have.
I can see that. That makes sense.
It's an underrated gift, I think, because some people would say that, I'm the one that come up with the idea. Well, but could you also take on the tasks of your leader as well, and also come up with the idea?
The task of the leader is...
He's the overarching...
task of the leader, is to give cohesion to the team and then delegate the tasks.
Exactly.
The leader rarely is doing the tasks.
So what we're saying is that the leader... He's the one that makes the New Year's resolution.
He's the one who makes the New Year's resolution.
And everyone else just grumbles about it, but yet they know he's probably telling the truth, what needs to happen. But even then, they might have a better idea of how to apply it.
Okay.
What it looks like.
Let's say, going back to, let's bring it down. Bring it back down.
Bring it way down where the common man.
Like way down. What is your... Pretend you believe in New Year's resolutions.
Uh-huh.
Yours.
Yes.
Top one. Top New Year's resolution, January 4th, 2024.
Well, I don't know if it's... I was already starting to think about this anyway, but my New Year's resolution...
Don't put the caveat on. This is your New Year's resolution.
Okay.
Go ahead.
New Year's resolution is to be healthier, not just to look like Brad Pitt. I mean, but, to be to look like Brad Pitt inside as well. So, no, I want
You're Brad Pitt inside and out. Babe.
Yeah. I want to amp up my songwriting. I want to do more recording. for my stuff as well as other people. I want to produce other people, like-minded people. When I say like-minded, there's a style, there's a circle that we have of influence as well as talent that we know that we are comfortable in. Within that circle, I like to draw people in and produce them, and just see what happens. I've got two talented boys in Nashville that I go up there and I write with several times a year, and I also want to try to do that locally if I can find the right people.
I love that.
What about you, dear?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me.
Yeah, it's easy to ask a question, but you have to have one.
I don't know. I mean, my New Year's resolution is to
eat less chocolate.
Hey, that's
you just said
that's a little too.
You just
don't.
She's pointing her finger up to me. She's
Stop.
She's warning me.
No, frequently in my life, I have to remind myself that if I eat too much chocolate, my skin breaks out. For some reason, this is a thing. This is a cause and effect that will not stick in my brain. It takes 2 weeks of eating too much chocolate and me going, why is my skin breaking out? Before I'm going, oh, maybe it's the chocolate.
Well, maybe you need to pray that you'll have a Sahara Desert skin like me that just doesn't do that. You have to apply 7,000 pounds of Vaseline on it to keep it.
We're pretty opposite on that, aren't we?
We sure are.
My skin still breaks out like I'm an adolescent. It is very frustrating, but if I can
She says that, folks, but she says that, but she looks like an absolute China doll. She has very good skin.
Oh, well, stop it, babe.
Now,
Keep
her
going.
attitude?
Hey.
I'm kidding.
I want to be Brad Pitt on the inside, too.
Pick somebody else, babe. That sounded a little strange.
I was using your words.
And I'm not going to be so dumb to tell you which one you should pick because that would...
Yes. Who would you like me to be on the inside, babe?
Yeah, just tell me.
Go ahead. What's her name?
What's her name? Later tonight, we'll be watching Netflix. She'll pause it and she'll say, by the way, in the podcast, you mentioned somebody you would like me to look like. I'll be like, babe, it's total entertainment, babe. They're just on TV.
And I'll say, I wasn't entertained.
Well, this is our first podcast. I don't know how long we've been on just yet, but we just wanted to come on here and say Happy New Year to all of you and to tell you that good things are just around the corner. But you need to make it to happen. You need to make it to happen. You need to make it happen. There is no magic button. There is no Staples easy button. You have to say, enough is enough. Or if it's not in that kind of setting, but it's more of a, what, I always wanted to do, fill in the blank. Whatever it is, 2024 is no different than any other year. However, this could be the year that you say, this is the year that I'll do it. We just want to encourage you guys.
2024.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of things that we've talked about, Ann and I, and this is one of them, the podcast. We want to get things rolling. We don't know how successful it'll be, who will listen.
What we're going to talk about.
We're just going to get a couple of brewskis, and no, I'm kidding. Oh, we might have a glass of tea. We might have a cocktail, but we're just going to come to you as if we're sitting in your living room and just unveil our heart and tell you what we want to do and what can we do also to help you guys. Yeah,
we just have a lot of really awesome conversations.
We do. And we're like, this would be a great podcast to talk about this. This one was totally unscripted. We didn't know exactly at all what we was going to say.
Or if we're going to publish it.
We'll publish it, but who knows? But yeah, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
And we will see you on the next podcast, whatever it may be called.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey.